at 2 minutes past 5. And hello, welcome. It's been ages. I haven't seen you for 2 weeks because it was Manx Grand Prix. It's just finished. Well, it finished on Monday. So I couldn't do a tea with Fee on the Friday. And then the Friday before that, I had technical difficulties because I was actually down at the church trying to fix their Wi-Fi at 5 o'clock on the Friday. So that's why it didn't happen that week. But anyway, how are you all? I've missed you. I have been mega busy. That's not a surprise. So Manx Grand Prix finished on Monday and I've still not caught up with myself. So I'm chasing my tail big time. So today I just wanted to do a couple of things really. Just sort of check in and say, hi, I'm still alive. And also show you what's in the box this month. So technically, this should have been done before the 31st of August. However, everybody that is waiting patiently for the pattern, which is due on the 1st of the month, which is today, I have put a thing out saying, hi Julie, I put a thing out just saying it'll be later on today before I do the pattern drop because I wanted to do the unboxing today on Tea with Fee. So they are waiting patiently for the Tea with Fee to finish so that I can then tell them what we're making. But you're not going to find out. But I am going to show you what's in the box and then you can guess, and you're going to have to wait till next month to find out what we're making. But anyway, it's quite controversial this month. The 31st of August. So the other thing is as well, my newsletter will go out over the weekend, which will tell you what they made last month. So if you watched what's in the box last month, have you guessed correctly? Well, all will be revealed when the newsletter goes out. So if you've not got the newsletter, signed up for the newsletter, then go and sign up now on my website. You just fell. Hang on. I'm a bit tipsy. There, that's better. So this month was really quite awkward. I didn't think about the packaging when I decided what we were making. So this month we have got a very random mix of things. Okay. So we have got in here, as you know, I normally put a minimum of a metre of fabric in the boxes. So this month we have got this nice green fabric. Everybody's got slightly different, and some plain white, and then an additional fat quarter. So there's at least a metre of fabric there. So they are the fabrics. We've got some thread, very important. Some jeans needles. So the type of needle is quite a good clue to what we're going to be making, I think. A bobbin. Tea bag. So up to now, most of those things are kind of run-of-the-mill, I would say. This is where it gets a little bit interesting, and also where the packaging got a little bit wonky. So we've also got this macrame rope. What could it be? And not just macrame rope, but we've also got some glue. We've got macrame rope, glue, fabric, needle and thread, bobbin, tea bag. Over to you. Fantastic. So that's what's in the box this month. If you've not opened your box yet, then don't watch this. I know it's a bit late for me to say that now, but you know. So yeah, so that's what's in the box this month. And for those of you that got one, you will find out later today what you will be making. I'm very excited about it. I thoroughly enjoyed making it. But as is the nature of not a clue, good. You need to wait till next month's newsletter to find out, Julie, or sign up for a box, or just the pattern. Anyway, so that's what we have got in the box. I'm going to let them know later on today. Crafternoon tea is on tomorrow, so if you are about, come down to Union Mills Methodist Church. You would never know that there had been racing on, as far as I know. I didn't make it this Thursday, so I'm assuming it's all back to normal. and you would never know that we had made lots of pies and poured millions of cups of tea. So yeah, so we're on tomorrow from 10 till 12. So I would love to see you there. And I'm going to bring my cross stitch, I think, tomorrow and try and get that finished, because I have got about 4 letters, I think, to do, and then it's done. So I'm keen to get that finished. This month's blog post will also be out this week, and it's basically about crafts and what I'm working on, and plans for future projects, and what are everybody else's top tips on things that they do in the autumn, that kind of thing. And interestingly, when I wrote it, I've just got to edit it and send it out, but because of Grand Prix, I'm a bit behind with everything. But anyway, when I wrote it, I was firm. I've written down in there what my next project is, and I was really like on it. I knew exactly what it was that I was going to do next. Since I wrote it, I've changed my mind about 6 times. So at the minute, in fact, I'm not going to tell you. I'll just wait and see what happens once, if it goes out the way it is now, whether that's what I actually end up doing next. It'll be quite interesting to see. But I'm quite a decisive person most of the time, and then it comes to choosing what craft to do next, and then I agonise over it for ages. It's ridiculous. Does anybody else do that? Once my decision is made, I'm like, heads down, get on with it. But until that point, I don't know if it's because there's that many on the to-do list. I spend more time. I must have spent several hours after having decided what it was that I was making. I probably spent another couple of hours talking myself back out of it and going through everything else that's on the to-do list as well. Not to mention the things that I've not even started that I want to start. But anyway, so you'll watch this space. We will see what ends up happening. Who knows? It's a mystery. I think you've probably got more chance of knowing than I do at the minute. Sewing has been back to normal to a point this week, which has been lovely. We had Tuesday night, I had Christine on her own, and we were working on something that she's doing, which was really random actually for sewing. She's making like a knitted person, for want of a better word, but it has a polystyrene skeleton. So we were working on the polystyrene skeleton and pipe cleaners for arms and things like that. So it was a bit random actually. So we were doing that on Tuesday. And then I was at Joyce's on Wednesday doing my last lesson with Ava, because she's going back to school next week. So that was good. And then I've just seen the cat legging it. I think she was after a bird, but she's missed it. Anyway, so that was Wednesday. Thursday morning is my busy day. So we had Nikki and Alwyn on Thursday morning. Nikki is working on... Oh, Nikki finished the crochet roll, which looked so cute. So she started and finished that on Thursday. So boom, Nikki. Well done you. And that's actually available. The pattern's available on the website, and you can buy it as a kit if you want to. So she finished that, and Alwyn is working on her table runner. However, she is the guinea pig. We have used Alwyn as a bit of a guinea pig for it, because the table runner up to now, we have bound the outside edges with bias binding. So we've decided with Alwyn's we're going to do piping instead. So I will let you know next week how that turned out, because it should be finished next week. So I'm quite excited to see how that's going to work out, because Thursday night I had Fran and Lynn on Thursday night, and Fran's also making the table runner, and she's not quite at the stage where we need to do the edging. So I'm going to wait and see how Alwyn's turns out, and then we might do piping on hers as well. So that's quite exciting, and they're both Christmassy, so it is feeling quite festive in the shed, and it has done for quite probably a couple of months now. So yes, I'm excited to see how both of those will turn out. Lynn was working on some reversible aprons for her grandchildren, which are super cute. There's dinosaurs on one side and then something girly on the other side, and they are going to be reversible, so they look really nice as well. And then this morning was Christine and Vicky. Vicky finished her needle book, which is part of the Sew Like a Pro program, work, course. I never know what to call it. It always floors me. And Christine is chipping on with her bags, and she's this is the pattern, which came out one of the sewing magazines, Simply Sewing. So she's making these and they look really nice. So I'm really excited to see what these are going to look like when they are finished. And in typical Christine fashion, she's doing about 6 of them at once. So it'll be really nice to see them finished and see if she would make them again. So watch this space and I will let you know. My progress this week has been quite slow. I have made a little bit of progress on the cross stitch, and I also have done a little bit on my quilt because it might have been Tuesday. Sunday definitely was a non-racing day. So after church on Sunday, I literally sat, watched a film and just did some work on my quilt whilst I was watching the film, just as a complete switch off because I was shattered. I am just not used to being on my feet all day. Monday, it was like 9 o'clock till 9 o'clock, practically on Monday without that much sitting down. So my feet were killing me. But it was really good fun and we did really well. The church raised a lot of money for church funds and we also served a lot of people a lot of tea and coffee, and we ran out of cake on the last day. So all in all was a big success. But now it's trying to get back to normal and catch up on everything that I had postponed until it was over. And you don't realise, you think you can still do things in between and you just can't. There's just not enough hours in the day and there's not enough brain power left in the day to actually process any more information. So I'm trying to get myself back on track now. So hopefully after crafting and tea tomorrow, I might get some admin done because Monday's normally my admin day. But I was down the church all day on Monday, so I'm kind of a couple of weeks behind now on my admin, and it starts to freak me out a little bit to the point where I end up almost like self-sabotaging and doing even less rather than just picking something and getting on with it. Anybody else do that? I'm sure I'm not alone. But anyway, so this month's box has gone out. I've already started working on the one that's to come. So I'm quite excited about that, but I'm trying to kind of stay focused on it because it's kind of led me off into a little bit of a tangent. That's so not like me. And I got a little bit sidetracked by the fireside blanket kit. So I was toying with taking that away with me on holiday as one of my next projects to make. And I'm kind of keep talking myself back out of it. I think if I'm going to crochet anything on holiday whilst I'm driving, it needs to be stripes and rows of things rather than lots of like starting off little squares and then having to cut and start again. And you know, that's just a bit faffy for when you're driving. So I'm kind of thinking maybe stripes with the fireside kit. So if anybody's done the fireside kit, Attic 24 fireside kit, stripey, let me know so I can get some inspiration. At the minute, I'm toying with using the hydrangea pattern, but doing it in the fireside colours. But there's more colours than there were with the original one, so I'd need to just make it up as I went along. So that is a possibility. But can you believe it's Friday already? It's crazy how the time is just disappearing. And I am looking forward to a takeaway tonight. We've not had one for ages, so we are getting a takeaway tonight, and I'm hoping, they don't know it yet, but I'm hoping we're going to watch a film. But I will report back and let you know whether that actually happens or not. So if anybody's got any recommendations of a good film that we could all watch, then let me know. Alternatively, I might catch up with some of you tomorrow. So as I said, Crafting and Tea is tomorrow morning, 10 to 12. Sewing classes are all back to normal the week after. And we also have Social Saturday, a week on Saturday. So if you want to come and get some sewing done, you could be working on some Christmas projects and you can't get them done in the house because the person that you're making it for lives there, then that would be a perfect opportunity to get yourself out the house and get some sewing done. I've got some ideas about Christmas coming up in the pipeline. Let me know in the comments of the YouTube video or message me. But coming up, there is going to be a potential tree skirt workshop, and I am doing an advent calendar, which is going to be slightly different from last year. I think I explained this already, but it's going to be all individual things that you could use in a standalone basis, or you could use them to make a particular thing that I am going to then share with you. So you could just open the things every day and just go, oh, that's lovely, and I'll add it to my stash. Or you can actually make what the thing is that I am going to put in the advent calendar. So you have the option of doing both, and you also have whatever it is that the product would be. You get the pattern for that to keep, that you could then use and make yourself at a later date without necessarily using the stuff that I provide you with in the advent calendar. So it's kind of like multifunctional, and it will tick all the boxes for everybody. I think it's not going to be Christmas themed, the actual thing that we make or the contents of the box. I know that sounds really cryptic, but the contents of the box are not going to be Christmas themed. It's just the fact that you've got something to open every day that's Christmassy, if you know what I mean. So the advent calendar is the Christmas bit. The contents are not Christmassy, because the feedback I got was that not everybody will have time to make whatever it is over the Christmas period. Also, everybody really enjoyed the fact that they had something to open every day. So I've kind of went with that feedback and gone with, you've got something to open every day, and you've got an either standalone project at the end to do whenever you like, because it's not seasonal, or you can just put all the stuff in your stash and just use them whenever you want to. So if that sounds like something that you would be interested in, then let me know in the comments or message me. Equally, as I mentioned a minute ago, there will be a tree skirt workshop at some point before Christmas. I have quite a lot of interest in that. So if you've already contacted me about that, then I'm going to set up a group chat thing and we can discuss it further. My thinking at the minute is there's 3 different sizes to the tree skirt. You tell me which size you are going to be wanting to do, and I will then send you a supplies list of what you need to buy before the workshop, and then on the day I will then help you to create the tree skirt. I did toy with doing kits, but not everybody's going to want the same fabric, because we've all got different decor and themes. So it's going to be bring your own fabric to the requirements of your design. So that's the way that I'm going to work it. So if you are interested, then let me know so that I can add you to the list, and we will take it from there. I've also had somebody ask me about possibly doing a Christmas apron workshop and also a Christmas cushion workshop. So if they things sound interesting to anybody, then let me know as well. And if there's enough interest, I might try and squeeze that in. Possibly I might need to just forget about sleeping for a while if I'm trying to fit all these things, but you know, the sleep can happen in January. It'll be fine. So it's overrated anyway. So that's the plan at the minute. So there is a lot going on. So if I look exhausted, it's because I'm doing about 25 million things at once. But I'll keep smiling, and hopefully I'll keep making people laugh and just making them want to keep coming to sewing and craft and tea. And there's been some really good comments this week that I think I should share with you. So it goes back to my whole why I got into crochet and knitting and things in the first place, which I don't think I really realised at the time how good it was for your mental health, and how bad my mental health was at the time that I got into it. But I genuinely do think that it turned my life around and gave me something to focus on, and it stopped me overthinking things and worrying about things, because I was just concentrating on the thing that I was making. And quite a lot of, but out of my current sewing people, a few of them have said to me recently that it's like their favourite 2 hours of the week. And a lot of them are crazy busy people, and it's 2 hours that they get to spend like looking after themselves. And sometimes we don't actually get a huge amount of sewing done. I mean, that is the reason why they're here, but sometimes the laughing and the tears of laughter, which we've had this week, are actually as valuable as the skills that you learn at the sewing machine. So if it's something that you are been thinking about doing, the learning how to knit, crochet, sew, cross stitch, fill in the blank actually could be the best thing that you ever did. Quite a few people have said to me as well, Crafternoon Tea people as well as Sew Like a Pro people have said to me that it's the best thing they've ever done was just to be brave enough to reach out and ask that question. Have you got room? Is there a vacancy? Where's Crafternoon Tea? I'm quite happy to go and meet you at the door at Crafternoon Tea or here if you don't want to walk in on your own. But everybody that's come in that I'm aware of hasn't regretted it. So I would say that if it's something that you've been on the fence about, then what have you got to lose? Just make that call, send that text message. I'm not a horrible person. I'm quite a nice person. I'll make you feel welcome. And honestly, you will have a brilliant time. So if you want to get on a waiting list for any of the Sew Like a Pro lessons, let me know. And or I could put you on a waiting list. Or if there's too many people on the waiting list, I could even set up another group. So that's not beyond the realms of possibility. So yeah, just ask. If you don't ask, you don't get. So I'm telling you if you're interested to ask. So just to clarify, I kind of went off on a big waffle then. I'm really sorry. Thanks for hanging in there. Crafternoon Tea is on tomorrow. Social Saturday is on the Saturday after. Everything else as business as usual. And there will be a tree skirt workshop coming this way before Christmas. The advent calendar. I'm going to do the advent calendar in batches of 10. So once I get 10 people signed up for it, I'll then open it up to another 10 people because I don't want to end up with a situation where I've got 20 advent calendars and I sell 5 and then I'm left with 15 because it's a small business and I can't absorb the cost of that. So I'm just being very, what's the word? Somebody help me out here. I can't think. You know the word. You know what I mean. I just want to be very transparent. Is that the word? Yes. Transparent. And explain to you that this is the situation. I can't afford to absorb the cost of making up a load of things that nobody then buys because what do I do with them? And that's a skill that I have learned, or a lesson that I have learned from doing this now for, I think I've done the boxes maybe for over about, coming up for 2 years or a year. Can't remember. But in that time, what I realised is some of the fabric that I buy, I have to buy in 10 metres. But if I'm only using 5 metres, then there's no money to be made in that. So ultimately, that's actually not a good idea. Stop buying fabric because you just like the colours of it. You need to think about it a bit more. But anyway, I really am waffling now. So I am going to just quit well in my head or behind. I'm not quite sure. Just a quick happy birthday to Christine and Lynn, who had their birthdays this week. Happy birthday. Christine, different Christine, get well soon. And everybody else, have a fantastic weekend. And I will see you all next Friday at Tea with Fee and or in person during the week. Sorry for waffling. Have a brilliant weekend. Love you all. Bye.